welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Priscilla. I'm the owner of A Life Full of Simplicity. Today I'll be unboxing and flipping through the Wanderer's Tarot as well as the Wanderer's Tarot Guidebook. These are both by Casey Zabala and published by Weiser Books. Now, Weiser Books did send me the deck and the separate guidebook for the purposes of review, so I do thank you so much to them for sending these my way. I'm really excited. The deck itself has been out since 2021, while the guidebook, the separate guidebook, which both of them are sold separately and will have links for in the description box below. The separate guidebook actually released, I believe, in December of last year, 2023. So it hasn't been out as long as the deck. The deck itself comes with like this fold out kind of paper that's very simple. It has keywords for all the cards and doesn't go into great depth, which is great for people who don't care about having depth in terms of that. But they did release a separate guidebook recently, which goes into a little bit more depth for each card, which we will be taking a look at. I'm really excited, especially if you want to, I guess, get to know more of the card. I don't know what the entries particularly portray in them, or if they go into the artwork at all. So it's going to be interesting to see and read from the particular guidebook, which we'll take a look at soon. I also wanted to note that Casey actually has an Oracle deck that will be releasing in April. So I did want to make a note of that in case anyone wanted to go and pre-order that, as well as a book that is releasing also from Weiser Books. So both of these are releasing from Weiser Books. So the deck, the Oracle deck, I believe is called Weird Sisters, I believe, and is coming out in April. And then the book that Casey wrote is coming out in October of this year. So definitely some fun things coming out from Casey, it seems like, this year. So congratulations to them. So let's get into this deck. I'm really excited. It's definitely one that I've had on my wish list and my eye on for a long while. It's a minimalist deck, and I know some people are on the fence about minimalist decks and the way they look and if it's something that's for them or not. For me, I love minimalist decks. I really do love them. My thing has always been the fact that a lot of them are black and white, which I'm not always into. But this deck in particular, plus another one that I already have in my collection, have been ones that I've really been... I love the look of. Like, the artwork is really interesting, and I can get past the fact that they're black and white. So I'm really excited to walk through this and go through the cards themselves. So we'll take a look at the guidebook in a second. So I'm just gonna put that here. So this is the box of the deck. It did come with a paper on the outside. I just shoved it in here because it came off, because this was shrink wrapped. So we can go ahead and take a look at that. This is what it looks like. I decided to keep it because it was here in the back, but it was part of the shrink wrapping. And then when I took off the thing, it came off, but I wanted to keep it. So here in the back, it says, the Wanderer's Tarot was born out of the desire for a deck centered in feminine wisdom, insight, and elemental magic. For the magical practitioner, these cards are both tools and talismans. The suit of moons, cups, stones, pentacles, knives, swords, and feathers, wands, will lead you to a deeper understanding of your personal power. The Wanderer's Tarot is to be used not only for divination, but also as a spiritual guide, a self-care companion, and a way to connect with your personal magic. So it includes 78 cards with silver gilt edges, a fold-out guide, and a deluxe hinge lid box. Great. Love that. So yeah, I'm super excited. So this retails for $29.95 in the US. The bigger book retails for if I can see this, $16.95 in the US. Again, the guidebook, this one here is sold separately. If you don't feel like you need it, then you don't need to get it, but there will be links for everything in the description box below. So it does open like this. I actually really love the box. I think the box is great, actually. It's very interesting. I don't think I have any decks in my collection with a box like this, so it's very cool. This is what the inside looks like. I will be putting this back inside here so I can keep it. We have the fold out, which is upside down for some reason. Probably when I took out so I can take off the paper. There was a paper around the cards and I took it off. Maybe I put this back upside down. And then the bottom is blank. So I'll put the box here. Now, I believe this was originally indie and matte. These cards here are glossy, just to let you know. You can see catching the light from my window. So yes, I don't mind, to be honest, as much. If it shuffles well, then it's fine. As long as it's not that weird kind of cardstock that sticks together, then I'm fine with glossy cardstock. It just becomes a hassle when filming and you're trying to not catch so much light, but I think it's not bad currently. Like this should be okay. So we'll take a look at this in a second. Let's look at this fold out. So we have some information here. We have the suits. We have numerology. We have the court cards. So they did rename the court cards. So we have philosopher as the king, queen, knight, and page, maybe? I don't know. Does it go into more depth in the guidebook? Let's see. Okay, we have information about the suits. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay. Page, queen, king, and knight. Okay. Okay. Thank God for this bigger guidebook, because that would have been really confusing. And then we have the major arcana keywords. So the suits are associated with, like the numbered suits are associated with the numerology. And then inside we have this very interesting thing with the compass directions, with the seasonal, rather elemental associations, and then suit associations in terms of like feather, moon, crystal stones, knife. So that's interesting. You could probably do something with it flat and do something with this in terms of that. So that's really interesting. So yeah, I'll leave this on the side so we can take a look at that after. Now moving on to the guidebook. So let's take a look at this. So the table of contents, we have a preface, an introduction, the suits, the core cards, spread suggestions, the major arcana, the minor arcana, and artist statement. Interesting. You mind reading that artist statement? We have a preface here, introduction. Goes into the information about the suits. So we have moons as the cups, stones as pentacles, feathers as wands, the knives as swords. And then here is where I understood more the court cards. So it goes into the court cards and it tells you here where it is. So philosopher, page, goddess, queen, prophet, king, and then the wanderer's knight. But then it goes into more detail and it tells you here who it corresponds to at the last sentence, which is really good because I was like, what? So yeah, a note on witches and feminism. Okay. We have some spread suggestions here, which is great. We have a compass spread. We have a pentacle spread. A blessing spread. And then it goes into the major arcana. So what does it have? What kind of structure do we have here? We have a little blurb on the artwork, I think. And then it goes right into upright and reverse meaning. So it seems like we have that kind of structure throughout. So let's look at the minors. I don't know if the minors really goes into the artwork that much. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to read, I think, from the guidebook and see. But yes. And then about the author, artist statement here. Let's see. Tarot has been a source of truth in my life the majority of my years. It is my attuning to the collective, understanding my boundaries, and how I keep with the cosmic dance. My tarot practice has illuminated how I intersect with the web of all existence, as well as the many facets of my own personality. The cards have shown me the true nature of synchronicity and how we are co-creating a reality simultaneously. Okay. The birth of the Wanderer's Tarot was driven by the desire to create a tarot deck that honors the feminine as a power to embody and as a challenge to embrace such strength. Created within a ritualistic framework, the deck holds true to the process of magic and encourages others to engage in manifesting self-knowledge for the seekers who cannot sit still, and for the journey's moments of reflection. The Wanderer's Tarot speaks to the wild of the heart and mind. As an artist, I wander through mediums and modes of creation, always in relationship to spirit. To all of you out there who are spiraling with the magic, keep spinning and never be afraid to share your love of the craft with others. Okay, sounds good. I love it. We're going to definitely read from the guidebook, though. Once we pull some cards, we'll read both from the pamphlet and the guidebook. But I do love this. There's like spot gloss on the cards with the star and then like the snake faces. I love it. And the thing is matte, so you can like see my fingerprints on the cards. So I apologize. I mean on the book, so you can. So I apologize for that. But don't ever touch this book. If you get it, don't ever touch this book after putting cream on your hands. Oh God, you'll see every single fingerprint on there. For sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, so let's get into the cards. So we have the silver edging. Oh my God. Sorry, I don't mean to blind you with the light on the edges. Okay. I had gone through and separated all of them. So when you get this, just be careful that they're not stuck together. If they are, unstick them very carefully and slowly to not damage the card. Okay, so just a warning in that. So we have the Fool, we have the Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, Hierophant. Very interesting. I really love this. Oops. We have the Lovers. The Chariot. Strength. This is very indicative of like RWS. I love it. We have the Hermit. Oh, I love this Hermit card. Very interesting. So light is like coming out of their palm instead of having a lantern. Oh, there's a candle in their face. I love this. So interesting. I love it. Is there something white there? Oh, okay. Something stuck on the card. Wheel of Fortune. Love this. We have the astrological correspondences for each actually, do we have all of them? No, I don't think so. We have a few though. And then we have the two snakes, like the kind of like, or not really Ouroboros, but a cycle of two snakes going around. Justice. Oh, love this. These are the backs, by the way. I didn't show the backs. These are the backs. Very simple. Love them. The Hangman. Death. I love this Death card. He's holding a rose in between his teeth. Temperance. It's interesting. It's like cup is flowing here into this cup, but it becomes fire. It's like flowing, cup of water is flowing into a cup of fire, which is where the sense of alchemy comes from. The Devil. Interesting. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Huh? It's like the sun is in two hands. We have Judgment. The World. Okay, so we're getting into the wands now. Ace. 2. 3. 4. Interesting way of doing the numerology for 4. With 4 lines instead of 1V. Oh, I guess it's not numerology. It's more like when you do ones. 6. Oh, okay, I get it. I do like this though. It's cool. It's an interesting 8 of wands, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 of wands. 9. And then 10. Okay, so this is the page. Their arms are feathers. And they're stark naked. Look at that butt. Queen. Very interesting. The way the legs are and the feet. King. And knight. Their head is a feather. Okay, now we're in the swords. Interesting. Hmm. 7. 8. 9. And then 10. Page. Their legs are knives with their hand. The queen only has one eye. The queen kind of reminds me of a cyclops, but with knife legs. I love it. The king. This is very interesting, I have to say. I'm really digging this. It's strange, but like in such a good way. I don't even know how to describe. It's very interesting. This knight. Ace of moons. 2. So we're in the cups now. Crescent moon. I love this. It's like so interesting. I can't wait to read the guidebook and the entries for this. Ooh, I love this. This is what? 5, 6, 7. This is 8. 8 of moons. 8 of cups. Love the little fire and everything. It's like a moon cycle kind of. But not really, because it's not, you can't see like the actual cycles, but here you can see the cycles. The page has a crescent face. Oh, I wonder what kind of face that is. New moon? All the phases? Then we have stones, which are kind of like crystals, I guess. So some of the cards are very minimalist. They're like pips. Pip cards. Which again, in my opinion, for me personally, like I don't mind this at all. Because I actually really love pip decks. So yeah, but I know there are people out there that wouldn't be into this. And that's perfectly okay. You know, not every deck is made for everyone. But if you're into this, you might, if you're into pip decks, you might actually really like this. So we have the page. Queen. King. And then lastly, the Knight. Very interesting. I really like this. Okay, let's see. So obviously we already know the cardstock is glossy, which is fine. It is a little bit taller than standard tarot, but much wider. I feel like this is a standard oracle deck size. Do I have something from Hay House here? So currently, here I have the Farhaxa tarot from Hay House. Let's see. This is standard oracle. Okay, so if you have any decks from Hay House, same width. So they're the exact same width, which is this. Width is this. But in terms of height, a tiny bit shorter. Just a little tiny smidge shorter than a standard Hay House deck. Which in my opinion is fine. Like, I would say this is almost standard oracle size in terms of how big it is. So yeah, let's take a look at the shuffling. Yeah, not bad. For a glossy deck, it's not bad. Doesn't stick too badly, which is nice. It's not the type of gloss that I really don't like, which is the sticky gloss. I feel like this is good. Is this upside down? I don't want to shuffle in reversals or anything. So yeah, this is fine, in my opinion. Okay, let's just read. Okay, 4 of Moons, so 4 of Cups, and we have the Sun. Okay. Let's read these two. I don't want to get too much light. Okay, we're going to read both from the this is 4. Okay. I'll read from the little pamphlet thing and then the guidebook. Okay. In terms of the little flip fold out paper that comes with the deck, this would be under numerology as well as the suits. So in terms of numerology, this is number 4. It says even material unity. In terms of the suit, it's the moons. It says represent emotions, psychic channels related to healing, plus the tides of water, tied to love and the creative. So I read this and this. Now, in terms of the actual entry for the 4 of Moons, it says this: a love that does not evolve is condemned. The 4 of Moons is a balanced card, yet it is one of stagnation. It is time to meditate on your relationships and how you work with their energies. It's also time to gain clarity on how you influence others, and also a time to cleanse yourself of negative thought patterns about your relationships. It is time to do some internal healing work. And I feel like you can definitely get the sense of that now, having read this, from how interconnected everything is. You have literally two infinity signs that are connected together, and you have all these hands. So I feel like there's a lot of interconnectedness with this. Reversed, If the Four of Moons is reversed, it is possibly time to start a new relationship, either with someone, with yourself, or with society. It is time to be social and experience new points of view, for personal growth is on the horizon. So this is what I read in terms of the guidebook. Definitely interesting. I really like the guidebook. I'm glad that they did the guidebook, actually. I'm glad that they decided to put out a separate publication to go with this particular deck. I think that was a smart move, I think, in my opinion. Okay, so we have the sun. So in the little fold-out paper, it says, Mother Nature, consciousness, inner child. That's what it says here, as you can see. This right here. So 3 keywords. Then in the guidebook, it says, radiant and jubilant, the sun is held gently in 2 giant hands. These are your hands as the sun is shining for you. Allow yourself to glow, to be nourished and exude warmth. The sun reminds us to simply be in harmony with Earth's nourishing energies. She is the great life giver of our planet, and without her, we would be nothing. Offering a period of great happiness and a sense of purpose, the sun card is truly a gift. Reflected in its astrological properties, the sun rules over our character and ego. If the sun is shining within your reading, the answer is yes, and you should be elated to move forward basking in the brilliance. The sun may even signify some piece of lost knowledge that has come into clarity, giving way to an auspicious outcome. Reversed. Open yourself up to the possibility of happiness in your life, regardless of past trauma or events. The reversed sun is calling on you to allow yourself to feel the warmth of others, accept rays of sunshine with your heart, and reconnect with your inner child. So this is what I read in terms of the sun, along with this. Yeah, I really love this. I think that they did a good job. I'm really glad that they put out the separate guidebook. In my opinion, I think it was a smart move, especially with the fact that this is such a minimalist deck. Now, you do have the pamphlet. It does come with this pamphlet thing. Though the core cards here, kind of hard to understand in the pamphlet. So it's kind of hard to understand, I guess. Which is which, maybe. Or maybe not. Well, it says a student plus teacher. Forever gaining knowledge, dismantling ideas, romantic plus serious. I don't know. I feel like it's a guessing game for the most part. Like this one for sure is queen because goddess, but the rest, I feel like it's a guessing game on what would be what, in my opinion. So this technically could have been a little clearer. Maybe just in brackets put page, queen, king, knight. Just for the sense of like being a little bit more clear. But other than that, it's fine, I guess. But I'm glad that they did the bigger guidebook. I think it was a smart move on their part. So if this is a deck that you own already, do you have the separate guidebook? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you don't have either of these, is this something you'd be interested in? Is this something that you would add to your wish list or bring into your collection? Is this something that interests you or catches your eye? I'd love to hear from you no matter what in the comments below. I do thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on that bell so you can be notified every time I post a brand new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it's greatly appreciated and helps me in the long run. Thanks so much, and I hope that you have a great day.